Greetings, discreet defenders. Today we have an interesting test featuring another new load that I found, or it's new to me anyway, by Fiocchi. And this one is the 22 FWM-B versus the 22 FWM-A that we tested last week. And I will get the test gun out of the way and sort of show you the design differences between these two rounds. The 22 FWM-B features a driving band and a traditional sort of 22 caliber looking hollow point versus the 22 FWM-A that we tested last week, which has more of a predator hunting point, a very modern point, but no driving band for enhanced accuracy. So one of the tests that I want to eventually get to on these is comparing the accuracy out of a 2-inch barrel. But today I want to quickly test the 22 FWM-B for velocity and make sure that it's performing similarly to the 22 FWM-A. I'm never 100% sure of the stats that I'm getting out of my old Pro Chrono because I bought it used. I have no idea how old it is, and obviously it goes through batteries pretty quickly. But we'll try it. Hopefully the FWM-B, which as far as I know stands for band. I really am more concerned about the performance than what the acronyms stand for. But we shall see if the performance is similar anyway, and similarly consistent. 1101. Oops. Don't think that one registered. Okay, we're obviously having a problem with the Pro Chrono. I'll take that back down to nothing, and we'll try again. $1,059. 1133. Okay, so we're having some Pro Chrono issues. I haven't had the greatest luck with 22 caliber rounds across the Pro Chrono, so I'm going to set up and try again. 1117. 1108. 987. Now again, there was no felt recoil difference between those first two rounds and the third round, so that is definitely a Pro Chrono error. 1087, and that one felt hotter than the first four. Probably an error again. 1001. Again, no difference in the feeling. I think I'm just having issues with my Pro Chrono. Probably pretty safe to say that in general, this round is averaging above 1100 feet per second, as did the FWM-A last week. I gotta try one more time. I know I don't do this for a whole lot of rounds, but I'm really frustrated with the performance of my Pro Chrono these days. I'm probably going to be looking to replace the Pro Chrono eventually. But when I'm feeling the rounds performing identically and I'm getting such vastly differing results off of the Pro Chrono, I'm thinking I need to credit the round with what it's actually doing. 1166, 1150, 1156, 1060, 1092. And I couldn't tell the difference between any of those rounds. But that's a 5-shot average of 1124, which brings it into the same basic range as the FWMAs. These Fiocchis are probably running upward of 1100 feet per second, certainly on average. All right, next up we will jump to the gel test portion of the video. Now today I'm just going to exclusively do a bare gel test, because what I really want to make sure of is that we do not have any incidental expansion taking place. Going to make sure we don't have any expansion from the 22 FWMBs that might limit their penetration. And as per usual, we have a 17-inch gel column today to work with. And we will back that up with something that will absolutely stop these bullets. I'm going to back them up with a chunk of railroad tie, a chunk of old used railroad tie. And we are going to capture those bullets. We're going to stop those bullets no matter what it takes. Wow, that is a lot of muzzle energy. Oh yeah. All right, I stopped all 3 rounds in gel block number 2. And let's go take a look at that. Let's throw the ruler on that and see what we're dealing with for penetration. Gonna just quickly invert the ruler here. Dump that thing out of the way. Okay, so we're looking at a good solid 13 inches of penetration on all 3 rounds. And they have all 3 gone inverted. They've flipped, they've tumbled at some point in the process, although there are extensions of their penetration tracks in the gel out beyond their final resting positions, demonstrating that they had gone, each of them had gone at least to 14 inches. Some of them, that bottom one went almost 14.5 inches. So it's possible that it was rebounding off the end of their damage track that caused them to invert. However, I do want to point out, there's another look at them. Pretty impressive. These large damage tracks large wound paths through the first block, the first 8 inches, 8.5 inches of the gel column. I don't know if that helps. Nope, that does not help. The best thing is to get sunlight behind them. You know what? We're gonna move this out into the sun. All right, here you can see those damage paths a little bit better, indicating a lot more damage being done in the first 8.5 inches of their wound tracks through the gel than in the last 5 or 6 inches. And that may indicate tumbling. That may indicate that the bullets are going inverted early on in their tracks. But at any rate, there is no hint of expansion, and we have excellent 13 to 14 inch penetration. Very solid performance from the Fiocchi 22 FWMB. Very high energy round, but also no indication of over penetration. So that's a really good round, potentially for defensive purposes. All right, thanks folks. This is Dave for DDR. Have a great week.